Alrighty, sorry for the wait. It took a little bit because I wanted to make sure that I was uploading the videos properly and of course making sure the audio was proper. So we're going to go ahead and step into the tutorial. Alrighty, so now you are inside of the Hoover Dam. This is where all this shenanigans takes place. And yes, that is spider webs on the ceiling. You would think a high-tech facility would not have a bunch of spider webs, but whatever. Over here you're going to have a few tips and everything for how to be able to use certain options in the game. This obviously goes over movement. I will be skipping a majority of these, but if you are a new player, you will want to pay attention to them. But since I'm fucking Nysek and I don't give a shit, we're not paying attention to that, or at least I'm not. So I will say sorry in advance, to an extent, because I kind of did say I don't fucking care. As for the swearing, well, I'm Nysek. That's pretty much all I need to tell you. If there's a problem with my swearing, then not really going to care. Alright, just setting up all the hotbars there. Customizing my UI really quick, just because if I don't do it now, I will not do it later. Well, I actually will do it later, but that's besides the point. Okay. There is aiming mode, and then of course just standard camera mode. You can hold Alt to be able to turn your camera. Granted, it will change once you go back to movement. You can change your camera settings in the options, but not playing with that right now. You can skip the tutorial with this little terminal right here. Most players that have played before obviously know this, but we're not skipping the tutorial, so we're going to go kill the clone dissect. And we're going to steal his jacket and his canned bread, because we're assholes and we like stealing canned bread. And right here I'm actually going to adjust my chat feature really quick, since I do not like seeing the flashing on my window constantly. So we're going to go ahead and knock out a few little things here like help chat and auction chat, since I don't want to be spammed with them. But we are also going to create them in case I possibly need them or wish to help someone with something. Chances are I'm not going to use the help channel, but if a player has a question, I generally try to answer it. As for combat, if you want to help yourself when it comes to seeing when you were dealing damage, you should enable your timestamps. As for everything else, you don't really need it that much, so don't worry about it too much. And as you can see, you could create new tabs with this little nubby right here, so that's going to be helpful for you later on when you want to organize. And then of course my inventory menu. You can have it set like this if you'd like. You can also hit this little funnel and set a filter. I only like to use one tab, so we're getting rid of all of these. Gonna hit apply, equip the shirt. You won't be able to see it for the time being, but later on you'll be able to see the tattoos that I had. And we're gonna go ahead and eat the bread. And we're gonna move my effects window. Probably going to get something for the UI here, because I'm not liking how my chat looks. Maybe, there we go. A little bit. There we go. So my screen looks a little clustered, but whatever. This is actually how I normally play. At some point you might want to get a UI to be able to use a dot site, which I will explain later on. Oh, way to go, me! Skip the goddamn tutorial. Yeah, I'm just gonna run by, not do any objectives. That's how we fucking roll. One might say, best tutorial NA. So we're gonna talk to the terminal, consider it done, accept, hit the terminal over here. And then we're going to talk to the computer again. And let's go.
Citizens, we are on lockdown. Any unauthorized personnel outside of the living quarters will be shot on sight. Thank you.
That's Arrow Sai, Master's second in command. Believe me, she means what she says about killing you. You need to find a weapon. Ugh. Well, that axe might work. Those White Crow are pinned down right where you need to go. You have to take them out.
And if you want to talk to this NPC, you can. They just go over like generalized aspects of why they're there. Clones apparently can have defects in the lore, but of course your clone does not have any defects. You can ask them if they can help. They're just going to state they don't have any ammo. So you're just pretty much on your own at this point. These NPCs will not be difficult. We're going to use Disrupt, stun this bitch, and kill the other one. As you can see, there are headshots. And of course, there are criticals. You will notice I equip my items as soon as I...
Go through the door and down the hall. There's one of Master's men standing guard in the next room.
You will notice I equip my items as soon as I get them, because it actually frees up my inventory space, and of course does not take up weight when I actually have them equipped in my equipment window. So anything you can equip while you're going through the game when you're new, go ahead and equip it. If you want to have just weapons on you for looks, you can do that as well. But however much weight you can carry, you want to be careful about putting too much in there, because you will run out very quickly if you're not paying attention. Let me go ahead and make my inventory a little larger. There we go, I'm liking that. And we're going to use the knives now.
He got what he deserved. Now, before you leave, try to find a rifle on one of the corpses in here. I wouldn't want you to bring an axe to a gunfight.
Now we got a gun. If you've played the game before, and you're just checking this out now, you will notice the gun looks a lot different. We used to have a zip gun, which was a paintball gun that shot metal pellets. Now we have like a makeshift little rifle. Looks pretty cool, sounds cool. But I don't really like first person, so we're not playing in that mode.
Now you're headed for the medical bay. It's where they operate on clones. Be careful.
All units, report to the command center, now!
So very angry. Alright, now we're on to our first fight. You do have to do the majority of the damage to NPCs to get loot. This includes if guards kill anything, so basically the rule of thumb is, as long as you take away 50.1%, it is your kill and your loot rights. Alright, and of course those are snipers up there. They don't hurt very bad. Obviously I could stand here all day. They probably couldn't kill me. But it's just an aspect of, hey, realize that things can hit you at a decent range. And you can get some medical supplies from this guy, which they count as bandages. You can't use them just yet, and you cannot stack them anymore. You used to be able to stack a bunch of them, so you'd have like free bandages for a little bit. But they do weigh more than the normal bandages, so That's the only downside of them. We're going to go ahead and kill these NPCs. You'll notice when I step out, they can shoot me. But if I step behind the pillar just a little bit, they cannot shoot me. NPCs will try and target the center of your body. This helps whenever you're kiting.
But with all the fighting going on, you're going to need some med kits. The light bearers are experts in healing, so I bet they can help you.
Bastards will be avenged! The Chota and their allies will pay! Kill them! Kill them!
Okay, as I was saying, the center of your hitbox, or the center of your body, which is pretty much a straight line up and down on your character, as long as that's covered, the NPC will not swing or shoot at you. It'll try and chase you. NPCs that are stationary will just try and sit there and shoot you, or find line of sight to be able to attack you. If they cannot find line of sight, which I'll show in another video, they'll reset. Or if they can't find a path to get to you if they're melee. Again, which I will show you. But those are helpful little tips when it comes to PvE. Oh look, enforcers. I hate enforcers, but that's okay.
These guys look like enforcers. I think you can trust them.
Alright, so now they're going to give you your first healing skill called Staunch Wound. This obviously gives you health, also gives you health regeneration, costs a little bit of stamina. But it is helpful, especially the later ranks. So, we're going to go ahead and use this to trigger this mission. We're going to move over here because they will spawn. Full loot right. Oh, and you can also hit shift click to be able to loot everything. That's always helpful to know. You'll notice I go in and out from aim mode and mouse mode just because of the fact that you're going to need to be able to practice that, especially later in the game.
Citizens, the dam will not fall. Prepare to die with honor.
Arrow Sai's got a bomb in the motor pool. I'll run things from here, but you have to disarm that bomb. Otherwise, everyone in the dam is dead. Okay, now we have to get to the river. Ah, damn it. Oh, hell, they're coming in. Listen, clone, I got those two, but there's more coming. You've got bomb in the dam before...
Alright, you will notice I got a bunch of new little abilities on my hotbar. You get those for free whenever you get to this point of the tutorial, or if you skip the tutorial. And of course you're going to see all these little pings right here. You're going to hear the noise as well. This actually tells me that I've learned the ability to harvest and mine and things like that. You used to be able to get books, which you still can, but there's no point to. So they just basically made it easier, so when you get into the game you can harvest and everything else, and you get a few free abilities. Just going to grab a few of the abilities that I'd actually use on this character specifically. And I'll also go over some other helpful tips on them. Okay, so we have the one ability that I've been using the most in this tutorial, which is Disrupt. There's also Dirty Steel. Both of them have the ability to stun NPCs. This always works, even if you see that resist effect, which you have seen at least once in this video, where it'll resist the damage and of course the effect, but it will not resist the stun effect that only happens to NPCs. So remember that whenever you're PvEing, because that will assist you in survivability. Then you have Benevolent, which is a single target heal. This will heal yourself or allies. It's pretty helpful. If you don't have anyone selected, you'll heal yourself like that. Normally you'll have to select a target like this, and you can heal enemies. It won't heal NPCs unless they're friendly. But as for enemies in general, such as say if I go into PvP, I try to attack someone, I could heal them by mistake. So always make sure to hit your F1 key, or make sure to target yourself by clicking on this little thingy right now. And it does use gamma, while staunch and skill shots use stamina. You can mouse over any of your skills and mutations to be able to see what they use. Here's patch. This isn't used very often because of the fact that it has such a long cooldown, and even though it says it can remove negative status effects, it's not very strong. So don't rely on it. It's pretty much an oh shit heal because of the fact you can cast it while moving, which I'll show you. So it's pretty helpful. You can also cast and move Benevolence, but you have to do it around 0.3 seconds after cast. As you can see, I went a little too early there, but that time I could move. We also have Dash, which increases your mobility, but reduces your weapon skills, which will reduce your damage. I will explain that one a little more. We have Vital Osmosis, which will heal your team in a cone in front of you with the old version. The new version heals your entire team. On this character, I most likely will not be getting the full Vital Osmosis, but on my main, if I show a video of that, I will show you how that works. We also have the most recommended aura for a new character, which is Calibration. You're going to notice I have a primary resistance spread of 30, which gives me 21%. If I hit Calibration, I'm going to jump up to 50%. This stays pretty solid throughout the time that you are leveling your character, and will give you anywhere from 5 to 20% just from having that, all the way up until level 15. So always make sure to have that just for the fact that it is extra armor that you did not have before. And then, of course, always armed in case you're a melee character and wish to pull something from a range. There are other abilities in here that are pretty nice. You have Meditation, which will increase your gamma and stamina regen. It's not as good as Calibration, but say if you're in a party and someone's running that, go ahead and run that as well. There's also Offensive Coordination, but that one isn't a very strong buff compared to the normal one. But again, if you're in a group and people are running the other two auras, go ahead and run that. Inconspicuous, it's not worth it. Don't ever use it. Just telling you right now. As for the rest of the abilities, Gird, the amount of gamma you lose for a little bit of HP, pretty stupid. Bolster, I don't like it either, but there are some people that like the idea of boosting your stamina and power for your gamma loss. It does increase later on, but not by enough for me to care, and especially on this build. Racking Pains is only really good on other players, but again, it's something that I personally don't use. Primal Vigor will increase your HP for 50% of your gamma, but you want your gamma to heal yourself and others. So again, something I personally wouldn't use, but you can use it later on when I go over skills and mutations to help you understand that a little better. And then Sonic Lance, a little stronger than Always Armed, but it does have a longer cooldown, so I don't use that ability either. And then Denial, which really is a stamina and gamma hit, which is only really useful in PvP, so don't worry about that in PvP. Alright, now that we've gone over the training skills, we're going to move on with the tutorial. The only reason I stopped is because, well, we're going to have voices from the Lena Winters, who is the person trying to assist you to escape. We have Vegas going, over here! Hey! Hey! Listen! No one cares, Navi. We don't use stairs. We jump over railings and take falling damage in this bitch. Oh, we didn't take falling damage. Aren't we badass? Alright, he's going to tell you there's a bomb on the ATV down there, which you will see one of the mounts in the game. No, sorry, you don't get an ATV with a bomb. As much as I would love to run into people and blow the fuck up. You'll notice also when a body is falling down after you kill it, it can block shots, so be very careful of that situation where you kill an NPC and you have something behind it. You can waste ammo very quickly in that manner. These guys usually don't drop loot. You can get a strange tooth from that one. I mean, I guess you could put it under your pillow, maybe you'll get a chip. Alrighty, so now we're going to get on this ATV with a bomb, and there's only one solution to this problem. We're going to go blow the fuck up. Going to save us a Hoover Dam. This is going to be a fun little Easter egg. The explosion happens far before you actually enter in there for the scene to cue for you to explode, which you don't get to actually see yourself explode and die, which is a little disappointing. But as for this, if a developer sees it, I would very much appreciate if the explosion happened after you went in there and maybe you saw a little bit of it, maybe took a little bit of fire damage, and then it went to a cutscene. Instead, it goes right into it. And you get a comical little video from LifeNet. So, enjoy.
Welcome to LifeNet, a product of Global Tech. If you're seeing this, you are dead. But don't worry, with LifeNet, death is just a minor setback. You may be feeling confused, disoriented, or even a little scared. It's understandable. You just had your vigorous, happy life interrupted by...
explosion.
Please, accept our
Hello,
condolences.
this is Nysek. I am a
But
player in Fallout.
no more dwelling on the past. Right now, LifeNet is reconstructing your body. Thanks to our patented physical fitness will... The magic of rebirth happens inside LifeNet's patented regeneration pod. And tested with the finest refined, and your perfectly cloned body comes out. You've also been fitted with a wireless neural scanner, providing dynamic syncing between your brain and the LifeNet database. Your memories will be... But wait, there's more.
Hello? Am I coming in? Clone, can you hear me? It's Elena Winters. Your stunt with the ATV saved the dam. It's thanks to you I'm alive to have this conversation. Even so, the battle took its toll. The dam fell to the Chota. The Chota got revenge on Alec Masters, but not before he added one last entry to his list of sins. Masters destroyed the LifeNet core, the mainframe for all the cloning chambers in the province. This has changed everything. LifeNet's creators never planned for this. They dreamed LifeNet would end the limits of a single lifetime and save humanity from its fear of death. Masters showed us the truth. People are afraid of death, but even more afraid of losing control. He sacrificed you and every other clone to keep anyone else from having access to immortality. So I did what I could. I rerouted your DNA through the auxiliary computers in the province, but it wasn't easy, or quick. It's been 4 years since you died saving the dam. The destruction of the core damaged the backup storing your DNA. Worse yet, your future cloning potential has been compromised. You're dying, and I don't know how much time you have. Once you die, you stay dead, just like the rest of us. There's one way to fix this. You have to find the alpha clones whose DNA makes up the LifeNet database. If you can integrate their undamaged DNA with your own, you can undo what Masters did and restore your immortality. The only clue I've found points to the LifeNet facility near Embry Crossroads. There's a LifeNet technician there who can explain the alpha clone's location. You're about to wake up in a LifeNet station. The computer there will let you choose where to begin your new life. Remember what I told you. You're special. You were created to be immortal. LifeNet can give you back what Master stole from you. Don't forget that. And don't forget me.
Alrighty. So it's now going to cut over to the little terminal that you're able to choose what towns you want to go to, and we're going to stop the video here so that way we can go towards the next town that we're going to pick. Hopefully we get Zanesville. If not, that's where our destination is because it actually gives the most equipment for most characters. Alright, see you on the next video.